Welcome to Great Mats. Today we're going to talk about playground flooring. Generally speaking, most of our playground flooring is installed outdoors. Maybe the customer is replacing wood chips or rubber mulch, which is going out. Rubber playground tiles are coming in. In that case, we need to talk about base preparation. The other place that playground flooring can go is inside, whether it's at a jump and jill, maybe a fast food restaurant that you've seen, maybe a playground attached to it and there's playground surfacing there, or at a commercial facility for kids like a jumpy house, or maybe inside a large daycare, or any place that wants a fall height rated flooring for indoors. We have those as well. So first let's talk about outside. By far the most popular playground flooring that we sell is going to be a rubber paver tile type material. Generally speaking, 2.5 inches thick and up. Typically 6-foot fall height rated or 8-foot fall height rated. Playground flooring tiles are generally 2 by 2 foot in size, and again 2.5 inches thick or more. The most of what we sell is an interlocking design, which means one tile on the edge is going to kind of sit into the next and they're going to interlock together. It's kind of a passive interlock. They still need to be essentially glued together and also glued down to the substrate in some fashion. And the reason for the glue in the joint and on the surface is to keep moisture and mostly debris and sand and small particles out of those joints over a long period of time. The substrate and installation portion of the project for playground flooring tiles is really critical because it's important to have a very firm, flat base that also drains and is properly graded and crowned, so that at the end of the project you'll never have water pooling in the center of the surface. Everything is designed to be run away. Typically there needs to be some sort of curb around the entire structure to kind of keep all the tiles in place. And we have extensive installation instructions on our website around this concept. We do sell as an option a turf. In this case, the padding underneath the turf is typically going to be a 2-inch thick foam pad that typically comes in a 3 by 4 foot sized panel. And this is kind of a reground foam where maybe you can imagine foam from like a seat cushion or couches, and different post-industrial consumer foam is kind of put together, reground, rebonded into a fairly dense material that's then cut into a 3 by 4 foot panel that can be shipped to the site. Basically it's free-laid under the turf and the turf is put on top, and generally the turf is glued together at the seams. So that's a different type of installation option. For indoor playground installations, the product that we have rated is a 1.5 inch thick commercial grade interlocking foam tile in a 1 by 1 meter size that is rated for a 4-foot fall height with the typical ASTM fall height rating that is the industry standard for playground surfaces. Many of our home installations, the customers will use one of our PVC perforated products and they'll install it right over dirt, sand, gravel, grass. Again, the best thing to do is level the surface as much as possible. Install your geomesh on top of that, which is like a weed barrier, readily available, typically black, maybe comes in a 2-foot wide roll. You roll that out. If you really want to do a great job, double layer it, and then start installing the tiles on top of that. And the geomesh will hold the grass and anything from coming up. And the other really important thing about the geomesh is it doesn't allow the tiles to just slowly sink into the dirt, which will happen over time if the geomesh isn't there. The other type of playground mat that we have would be considered a swing or a slide mat. They're typically kind of a one-off mat that goes at the base of the slide or under a swing, you know, to keep the kids from just hitting the dirt constantly. The playground fall height rating is an industry standard where there's a certain type of head impact test that's conducted on the finished playground surface, and you're either going to have a certain number that passes or fails, or it'll indicate that that surface is rated for 6 foot or 8 foot or 10 foot fall height rating. Fall height ratings, generally speaking, are going to be in relation to the size of your equipment. So if you take the tallest platform, let's say in a playground area, how high is that off the grade, and can a child fall off of that onto the surface, and what is that height? And generally speaking, that would how we would get a required fall height rating for that playground equipment.